There it is. Alrighty, so first things first, we gotta get through Area 1 to obviously get to the rest of the game. Area 1, not too exciting of an area. These runners are going to try and save time by, 1, getting fast suck-ups on all of the ghosts, and 2, getting fast animations on all of the ghosts. There are 2 different animations that you can get while sucking up ghosts, one of which being twirls and one of which not being a twirl, obviously. And these runners are going to try and manipulate twirls to save time on every single suck up, and it adds time throughout the run, or it saves time throughout the run rather. Other than that, there will be a couple tiny optimizations, but that's going to be the majority of the time save in Area 1. Another thing I could mention is that these players are doing different methods to avoid getting scared. These are called scare skips. They can be done in a couple ways, either being a far enough distance away from the ghosts to not get scared, or pulling out the camera in order to not get scared as well. So the runs aren't exactly synced up right now, but I think Bluehits is a little bit less than a second ahead. Nice twirl from Bluehits. Good twirls from both runners there. So yeah, Area 1, nothing too special, not too exciting at all. But yeah, Bluehits is doing slightly faster double setups and getting better animations, and just like that, he's saved a good amount of time over ElectricMiles. That's how much animations can really save you time in this game. Most notably in Area 1, but they do it all over the run, and it will save time all over the place, like I said. So the thing with these garbage ghosts is they actually don't have a damageable hitbox. Well, they do, but it's very hard to actually hit, so you can kind of just push them around and manipulate doubles. And it looks like both the runners got pretty good doubles there. Alright, coming up is our first Portrait Ghost, or first boss ghost, whatever you want to call it. Portrait Ghosts have 100 health. There are different setups for each Portrait Ghost. Neville's pretty straightforward. Basically, you just look away from him until his heart shows, and then you suck him up. So, I think both of these runners opt for the top left strategy, as opposed to sucking him up in the bottom left. Saves very minuscule time. It's still kind of preference, and I guess I was wrong. I guess Bluehits does bottom left. Oh, okay, so that's the one thing you don't want to do on Neville, is go too early. Like ElectricMiles just did. You lose a lot of time for doing that. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's upwards of like 7 or 8 seconds, I think. Alright, Lydia's pretty self-explanatory. You pull the curtains and suck her up. Anyways, Chauncey. Chauncey is actually... it's not like a hard boss. It's definitely the easiest area boss in the game, I'd say. But you can lose time without knowing you're losing time in a couple of places, and I'll point them out when we get there. So something interesting about Chauncey is he's one of 2 area bosses that you can't one-cycle. There are 4 area bosses in the game, and you can one-cycle 2 of them, 2-cycle the other 2. Chauncey's one of the 2-cycle ones. So they're going to leave Chauncey above 50 health in order to get a faster rocking horse, or yeah, just rocking horse cycle. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, so they're going to leave him above 50 health to get a faster rocking horse cycle, to save a little bit of time. They're going to be going for certain setups to catch the balls as fast as possible, to save a couple more seconds, and then in between the 2 cycles, when Chauncey is kind of bouncing around his crib, they're going to be taking damage for a couple of reasons. The first reason, to lose coins, so that the screen at the end of the area will be slightly faster. And they're also going to do it so they can push Chauncey in the direction that he's moving to save a little bit of time. And that's pretty much all the optimizations of the Chauncey fight. Bluehits getting a nice ball catch there. Let's see if ElectricMiles gets it. And nice ball catch from Miles. That was not a very good push. You kind of want to push him to where he falls like forward in front of Luigi and doesn't stay on top of his head. Oof, and Bluehits has at least one coin going into the area screen, so I'm kind of surprised that worked. He went really early there, but pretty good. That was a really good area one from Bluehits. Maybe not for his standards, but that's a 556 key, which is really pretty fast for everybody. For everybody except maybe like 3 people in the world. Anyways. ElectricMiles with sub 610. Not super good for him, but not absolutely awful either. Now we come up onto the first of, 4 cutscenes that use the Ghost Portrificationizer. So, fun fact, this is called the Ghost Portrificationizer. But yeah, after each area, there's just this cutscene. It takes a good amount of time, so you have a bit of downtime after each area. Alright, and we'll be coming up to the start of Area 2, which is surprisingly one of the harder parts of the run because of the start of Ballroom. It has Shy Guys, which is surprisingly difficult to optimize, and you'll see why. Not only that, but immediately after Shy Guys is a Portrait Ghost that has a, I want to say it's a 50-50 chance of showing their heart 10 seconds earlier than normal. That's what we like to call early release. So hopefully both the runners get it. It's always kind of a shame to see one runner get it and one runner not get it. So either hopefully they both get it or they both don't get it. So, fun fact, you can use the C-stick to shake off grabber ghosts. That way you can look in one direction and shake them off with a C-stick and get very consistent double setups like you just saw. A very good double from both players. Alright, and now it's Shy Guys. My personal favorite room in the run. It's really satisfying to get all the doubles really fast. So, let's see how each runner handles this. Good first double. Very nice second double. And yeah, that was really fast. An 826 suck up on those guys is very, very good. I think this can, I want to say this can like 940 boot release, which is very, very fast. And, well, never mind, he didn't get early release. Miles, on the other hand, struggling a bit with Shy Guys. Alright, let's see if our boy ElectricMiles gets early release. Either way, a 950 boot release coming in from Bluehits. That's still not terrible by any means. And Miles got early release, so he's saving about 10 seconds over Bluehits. So these runners are going to be going for a trick called poster skip, which is a trick where you suck up this poster through the wall. Basically, you just need and not really precise, but just a good angle to get the poster through the wall. And Bluehits not spawning that ghost on time. The world is shocked. The run is over. Miles is the winner. No, I'm just kidding. So Miles is actually pretty much... Oh, never mind. So this room was kind of a disaster for both players. You really don't want to miss that double. Loses quite a bit of time. Anyways, it's definitely a lot closer now. Miles only a couple seconds behind now. Yeah, only 6 seconds behind as opposed to whatever it would have been. Probably 20. Alright, so basically, now that we've released the ghosts, EGADS is going to give us... EGADS, by the way. EGAD is going to give us the ability to look for boos in lit rooms with the use of the boo radar. So yeah, he just introduced a huge element of RNG into the run, where boos can be in any object that is a boo is allowed to be in. It's kind of complicated to explain every single object that they're in, but certain objects in rooms won't have a boo, or won't have a possibility to have a boo, some will. Anyways, point is, you can lose a lot of time to boo RNG. This split especially, there's basically 6 boos you gotta find, and that's pretty much the whole split, with the exception of actually clearing mirror room. So, alright, here's going to be the first opportunity for a tech skip. Bluehits is going kind of fast, so sorry. Basically, if you suck up a cloth right after catching a ghost, but before the text pops up, it will skip the text that pops up and saves quite a bit of time. So both players are going for reverse text skip. It looks like... Is his L button broken? I think ElectricMiles' L button might be broken, or he wasn't holding L. Either way, he could have easily gotten that tech skip, failed it though. Pretty unfortunate. That's good boo reading from Bluehits. Seems like he's gotten pretty good RNG so far. I didn't see his anti-room. 1155 warp with the boo release he got is not too bad. Alright, will he go for boo double? No, he will not. So you can get a tech skip by catching 2 boos at the same time. Really, really difficult. Nobody actually does it unless they're really behind and want to save a run, and that's only top runners too, generally speaking. So you probably, well, you won't see that this race. It's more commonly done in 100% in a certain series of rooms. Wow, yeah, good RNG from Bluehits all around, I think, with the exception of early release. Okay, now we're gonna go get a key from the washroom and go do mirror room, which is where we're going to get the fire elements. Or the fire medallion, which allows you to suck up fire elements. They're going to be going for a trick called Fire Warp, which is basically sucking up the boo and landing on top of the fire metal. This allows you to do a save warp off of the boo, which allows a couple of things. One, it skips the fire medallion text, which is quite long. And 2, it actually sets up a butler cycle for for Shivers the butler walking in the hallway. It makes it consistent, so you can get a good cycle every time, as opposed to kind of leaving it up to chance. So yeah, it saves a good chunk of time to get Fire Warp. Both these runners should get it no problem. Hopefully I didn't just jinx either of them. Ooh, that was kind of a risky double, but, you know, Bluehits doesn't care. He's fast. Wow, that was really good. So, he got hit by the boo, I want to say intentionally, to skip the chest opening animation. And yeah, easy Fire Warp here from Bluehits. Alright. So as long as everything goes according to plan in Clairvoyant's room, in lighting up the candles, Shivers will be on a good cycle, where he'll be at this end of the hallway. Ooh, we missed one. Well, kind of jinxed him there. I'm just jinxing these runners left and right, it seems. So yeah, Bluehits is going to have a pretty bad butler cycle here. Yeah, that's not really good. He's going to have a lot of time in the laundry room to kind of do whatever. Anyways, no matter what cycle you're on, you're going to want to clear the laundry room before sucking up shivers. No matter what cycle you're on, you'll have enough time if you do it fast. Bluehits on a pretty not good cycle will have plenty of time to do kind of whatever. Yeah. Not even going to go for the... what is it? The chest cutscene skip via the hat. This... oh, wait, his plan was to get the boo before... wow. Okay, so I think I know why he didn't go for chest cutscene skip via the hat there. I think his original plan was to get the boo before getting shivers, which would have been absolutely crazy. But, anyways, what the chest cutscene skip via the hat is getting the hat while the chest cutscene pops up allows you to skip the chest cutscene. Not really skip it, it's just you're allowed to move while it's spawning in. So I'm amazed that worked. So that mouse hole actually doesn't really have a hitbox in the direct center, and to me it looked like Bluehits hit it in the direct center and it still works. So anyways, so it looks like both runners doing the laundry room just fine. More good RNG from Bluehits, it seems. Alright, will Bluehits get the coveted laundry boot tech skip? He might here. Nah, he's slightly too late there. Just another cloth tech skip that is probably one of the hardest in the game. There are a couple that pretty much nobody goes for in runs because they're really difficult, like Twins boot tech skip, kitchen room tech skip, stuff like that. People don't really go for them. Laundry boot tech skip is probably the hardest one that people actually go for. Let's see if Mr. ElectricMiles gets laundry boot tech skip. Oh, that's a poison mushroom. This is a really bad room to get poison mushroom in because it's a really small room and will hit you a lot. And no, okay. Meanwhile, Bluehits getting the underwater theme on Melody, so he doesn't have to menu. There's two possible themes you can get there, one you have to menu for, one you don't. Alright, and this is a room, Melody's room, that Boo RNG can play a big effect on, because he can be on the complete other side of the room, which loses a lot of time. Well, Bluehits got perfect RNG, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, he can be all the way in the saxophone on the left side, or the harp, and yeah, it's just something you don't want to see. Alright, we're gonna go to the kitchen, get this guy, and yeah, pretty self-explanatory. It's just an elemental ghost, so you have to spray him with fire before you can suck him up. And 1917 water, definitely not too bad considering what happened to him in the Boo release split. Looks like both runners getting good RNG in Melody's room. Alright, so optimally this guy would be in the dishwasher, but he's not, so yeah. Mediocre RNG there. Has good boo dragging. Alright, so Spooky the ghost, Spooky the dog ghost, So you're going to have him charge you twice, and then you're going to let him attack you on the third time. What that's going to do is it's going to spawn Mr. Bones earlier, so you can suck him up earlier, and potentially get a instant suck up on this guy, on Spooky. That wasn't instant, but it was close, where he will show his heart immediately after sucking up Mr. Bones. So neither player getting dishwasher RNG. So you can manipulate a double with the flashlight there. That was a good YOLO double, where you don't really stun lock him and you just go right away. I doubt we will see that from ElectricMiles. Alright, and upcoming now is the Area 2 end of area boss ghost. So this is a guy you can one cycle. He has a really hard pull, so it can be difficult at times. I don't imagine Bluehits will struggle too much with the one cycle here. I don't imagine ElectricMiles will either. These guys know what they're doing. Loses a decent amount of time if you don't get the one cycle. It kind of depends on where he spawns the second time, but you can lose like upwards of 10, maybe 15 seconds if you get really bad luck. Yeah, looks to be a very clean one cycle from Bluehits there. Ooh, and ElectricMiles missing graveyard double there. Actually, I don't even know if he went for it. I wasn't really paying attention. I imagine he went for it, though. Yeah, the trick to one cycling Bogmire is just to maintain control the whole time, even if that means your suck up isn't perfect. The instant you lose control is the instant the fight becomes pretty scary for the one cycle, because once you lose control, he pulls really, really hard. So let's see what Mr. ElectricMiles can do. He lost control, but regained it very nicely, and a pretty good one cycle there. Alright, so Bluehits quite a bit ahead here. The race isn't necessarily over, though. Anything can happen, especially in Area 4, where mistakes cost you a lot of time, so... Alright, so the start of Area 3, nothing super exciting. We're going to be learning that Luigi's brother, Mr. Mario, is being held captive by King Boo in the basement. Spoilers. That's pretty much it. There's not too much to say about this part. You basically get water, go down the well, get the key, and leave. You also get one of Mario's items, which will be used later to catch Clairvoya, which requires all 5 of Mario's items, but... to answer the question in chat, no. So I imagine Bluehits will at least get under 1 hour. ElectricMiles will be around 1 hour by the pace he's on. Alright. So now is the most important part of the run, actually. Stumble skip. Oh, and Bluehits got the stumble. So basically that means the run's over. He cannot possibly win. So if you miss stumble skip like Bluehits just did, you actually lose 5 years off your life. So pretty unfortunate that he had to miss that. Alright, now we're going to run a treadmill for a couple seconds and get a key. So fun fact, you can hit this door under here. You can shoot it through the floor, because hitboxes are good. Also, just for anybody, don't take that seriously. Stumble skip only saves a couple, like less than a second. So you can catch this guy on the ceiling, saves time. Bluehits is actually going for a tech skip, but sucked up the cloth on accident and cannot go for it. Let's see if ElectricMiles gets stumble skip, and he did not. So both these runners lose 5 years off their life, and both of them cannot physically win the race. The winner is King Boo. Unfortunate to say. Okay, he's fine. Alright, so we just got the ice medallion. Allows you to shoot ice out of your vacuum. Nothing super crazy. We're gonna go catch Petunia, which requires the ice medallion. Because you spray her with ice while she's in the shower. This game makes a lot of sense, I promise. So Petunia actually has one of the hardest poles in the game. So if you like somehow slip up really bad, she can break, but yeah, nothing too crazy. All right, Nana's room. Nana's room can be kind of difficult for Boo finding because it's a really long room again. But yeah, other than that, you just shoot balls at her, suck her up, and catch the ghost. Ooh, so Bluehits playing risky and going for the left side. The fake was in there, so he couldn't go for it. This is something else here. So generally, people will wait to leave the Boo at around 40 health and suck up the Boo and the key at the same time, but I guess he decided to split those processes. I don't think it really loses or saves any time. But, yeah. Alright. Those were good candles. Alright, so let's see how Mr. ElectricMiles handles Nana here. ElectricMiles looks to be about 1 minute and 10 seconds behind, I think, if I'm doing my math right. Those were pretty good. Ooh, Bluehits missing a double there. The gold ghost didn't despawn though, so it doesn't lose as much time as it could have. Bluehits probably going for a triple here. I don't think we're going to be seeing ElectricMiles go for a triple. Boo finding can kind of be messy in this room because there's so many objects that Luigi could be looking at, and it can be kind of tricky to tell sometimes, but Bluehits knows what he's doing, man. Astral Hall is one of those rooms that could lose you a lot of time. It's kind of tricky, actually. Like, those doubles can lose you a lot of time. The triple, if you fail it, loses a lot of time. If you lose the Boo, he will bolt out of the room immediately. Stuff like that. It's just kind of a Monka-esque room. Oh, Bluehit's going for a quick shot there. A little bit too far to the left. Gotta respect him for it. That should hit. Good doubles from ElectricMiles so far, I think. I'm pretty sure he got the first double. And here's yet another one of Mario's items. It's Mario's star. I guess I never explained what R-pumping is. So R-pumping is a kind of little exploit in this game where you can force the Boo to cackle every 10 health and have him stay in place. It's done by holding both the L and R buttons and releasing R and repressing it quickly every 10 health. Yeah, a really good trick to keep the boos locked in place and get their health down really easily. So each boo can cackle up to 15 times before they'll leave the room. So you can catch 150 health boos without them leaving the room, and as you'll probably see from Bluehits and possibly ElectricMiles as well, break a boo later, which has 200 health, but you can still get them in one cycle due to boo dragging and other things like that. Okay, so you're just going to be using the C-stick to spin grabbers off to get more doubles and triples. There's an object in the top left. So the thing about boo reading in this game is there are certain points where, based on the boo radar, you'll know exactly what object the boo is in. And both Bluehits and ElectricMiles are good at boo finding. I mean, Bluehits is obviously really good at boo finding. He does have a 55 in this game, after all, the only person with a 55. Not in the table. He got bottle RNG. That's not as bad as lamp RNG, but yeah, so Area 1 hallway, which is where Bluehits is now, is a very RNG heavy part of the run. ElectricMiles missing his double there. Very nice mobile from Bluehits there. Basically just use the vacuum to spin him around and it spawns the twins. So the twins, it's RNG what box they'll spawn in, or what box they'll come out of, I guess. Wow, okay, perfect RNG for Bluehits here from the way he checked the room. Very nice. So there's not any music on his screen, or yeah, there's not any music from his game right now. Because Japanese like to cut out the music a lot and call that sound glitch. You'll probably hear that a couple more times if it hasn't happened already and I wasn't paying attention. So I only caught the end of ElectricMiles catching that boo there, but it looked kind of scary because he was in the top left corner, which is generally not a good thing, so. Alright, let's see if this madman will go for twins room tech skip. No. And yeah, so this is another one of those boos that likes to run away if you don't get your vacuum on him as soon as possible. Pretty common to lose twins room or twins boo. Very nice mobile from ElectricMiles as well. Ooh. So there's another tech skip coming up in Lydia's room. This is actually a super, super easy one. Just kind of requires you to move close to the bed. You'll see. It's a lot easier than it looks, even though it honestly looks kind of easy. I don't know if that cloth is pulled out enough. I guess we'll find out. Oh, I guess it was. Yeah, so it's incredibly lenient. Ooh, ElectricMiles going for the swag speedy spirit there. Ooh, kind of playing that risky by going so close to the plane, but it worked out. Alright, and upcoming is Clairvoyant, where you turn in all your Mario items at once. About a minute and a half at tech smashing, so we could get some donations here. Kappa B. Okay, he stayed in the room way longer than he should have right there for ElectricMiles. Like, he was being very forgiving to him right there. Alright, let's see what kind of random number generation we got going for miles here. Crib, not too good. Generally, you want them either in the painting or the dresser, I guess that is. Also, I don't know what was going on there. Alright. Should be a free tech skip coming up here. Alright, awesome. So, this is actually one ghost that you suck up with a C-stick, and the only ghost that top runners or good runners will suck up with the C-stick, because Clairvoyant actually has no pull, because in the lore of this game, she wants to get sucked up and go back to her painting, so yeah, she has no pull. So sucking her up with the traditional method is kind of weird. So upcoming is the Safari Room, which you can go for a double in here. Everybody goes for it. It's really not that hard. It involves garbage ghosts, so you can just kind of push them around again. But yeah, you need to get the ice because they are water elemental ghosts, so so you need to spray them with ice before you can suck them up. It's a shame when runners forget the ice and go all the way up and then realize they don't have it. Hardly ever happens anymore. I've done it once. Pretty sure every single person has done it at least once that's played this game. So, yeah. And here's that fancy double coming up. Very nice. Okay. I think a heart got stuck between the chair and an object, and that's what that bouncing noise is coming from. Alright, and coming up is Bluehits. Another boss you can one cycle. Different from every other boss in the game. Basically, you freeze a bunch of boos, and that's the end of it. No, I'm just kidding. So they're going to be doing a kind of setup where you walk to the left, and it makes the boos kind of clump together. So you shoot an ice shot and try to get as many boos as you can. The real challenge of the fight comes in spraying the boos that don't get hit by the initial ice shot because they go in kind of random directions. Kind of random, but it is based on your movement as well. So I don't know if we saw Bluehits do it. I'm pretty sure he switched to sidestep, but you switch to sidestep before the fight because it helps with the Bluehits fight. Yeah, no, that's not right. And if you ever hear anybody say that, they're lying to you. You switch to sidestep so you can keep consistent angles in the blackout section in Area 4. Ooh, that was a really nice ice shot. Except there happened to be a ghost that got stuck behind the statue, and... Hello? What's happening here? Wow, that sucks. Okay, Bluehits just lost a lot of time to that. Also, I'm pretty sure, I wasn't watching, but I think ElectricMiles got a good double there. Alright, so here's where we should see him drop the ghost at around 30. And then he'll suck up the boo, and then get the key right after. Yeah, so that's a lot more common than what Bluehits was doing in Nana's room earlier. But yeah, you saw ElectricMiles switch to sidestep there, and that's the... that's the thing I was talking about earlier. So I guess this is a good time to explain why we play in Japanese, because I never did that earlier because I'm a genius. So you play in Japanese because text is a little bit faster throughout the duration of the run. It also enables you to do a couple text skips that we saw earlier in the butler's room and the hidden room, where you go through the mouse hole and it skips a text. That isn't a thing on the English and PAL versions of the game. And yeah, that's about it. The fact that you don't take double damage in Hidden Mansion like you do in other versions is nice with that. If that still happened, it wouldn't be like a massive deal. Alright. And now is the greatness that is known as Area 4, also known as the area of backtracking, also known as the hardest area in the game. Alright, let's see how well Mr. ElectricMiles does on Bluehits here. Oh, very nice from him as well. That's kind of a wonky setup, wow, but it was still faster than what Bluehits got. So saving a little bit of time here. 4120, that's not impossible to get a 59 with. It's going to be hard, but if he gets a really good Area 4, he can do it. So yeah. So now is Blackout, which is where all the rooms in the mansion go dark again, and you got to go to the breaker room to switch the power back on. So this is why sidestep is useful, because you can keep consistent flashlight angles throughout the duration and throughout the duration of the segment. And if Luigi's flashlight is pointing in the direction of where a ghost would spawn, it just doesn't spawn. Very nice flashlight skip. I also never explained flashlight skips, did I? Well, gosh dang it, I'm behind the times. So if you go from a lit room to a dark room, Luigi will have an animation where he will pull out his flashlight. If you spray a little bit of element before that happens, you can skip that animation. So we do that all over the place to save a bit of time. God, sorry, I guess my commentary wasn't very good this time. It's hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Ooh, so that was something called Pythagoras skip, where God, I just lost my train of thought. Where if you pull out the camera on a certain frame, you'll not get scared in that room. Pretty precise. Also, wow. Okay, that was a pretty bad Grimly. Grimly is just RNG. He can show his heart basically whenever he wants. And that wasn't very good. I wasn't counting. It looked to be about 8 or 9 seconds, so. Yeah. ElectricMiles' current PB is a 59.20, and Bluehits has a 55.58. So, yeah, quite a gap between the runners. Kind of a rough time for our boy ElectricMiles. Alright, so I think we're going to see Bluehits go for Breaker Boo here. Like I said, this Boo has 200 health. You utilize strategies such as Boo dragging to get him in one cycle instead of letting him leave the room. At least that's the idea. It's a pretty hard thing to do. Especially if he doesn't go on the right side. Oh, and the stumble. Okay, this is going to be kind of a sketchy setup. Bluehits can definitely do it, though. This looks to be pretty good. Never mind. I was mistaken. I thought it was decent, but he might have double cackled and I didn't notice. Nice clean double. Basically, you just manipulate that guy to punch to the left, and yeah, you can get him. Alright, let's see how long Grimly takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so both players getting a pretty garbage Grimly, not gonna lie. Triple cackled? Okay. I mean, it makes sense. He's left at 30 health. It would make sense that he triple cackled. I thought he might have at one point, but I wasn't really sure. Alright, so I'm pretty sure since Miles is pretty far behind, he's probably going to go for Breaker Boo here. Just because he can. And fun fact, Miles is actually pretty good at Breaker Boo, especially for the time that he has. So, like, and I'm not trying to throw shade on Miles whatsoever. Like, Breaker Boo is not a strat to be underestimated. It is actually just a really difficult strat. Like, I've done it one time. And, oh, well, I guess he's not going to go for it. Feels bad, man. Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier if you get him to charge you when he is on the right side, but it's possible to do it without. Alright, we're going to be seeing Bluehits go for a soldier double here, where you get 2 of the Clockwork Soldiers at the same time. Yeah, not too much to say. So I can't hear it, but it looked like he cackled a ton of times on Miles' side. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Losing Cellar Boo loses a huge amount of time, depending on the circumstance. Like, it could lose a lot of time. We learned this last time, that it doesn't lose 30 seconds, like I previously said on my last commentary. Loses probably closer to 15, 20. Anyways, that was a good soldier double from Bluehits. Oh, excuse me. Wow. More Shy Guys here, except we can burn them this time. This is an interesting way of going about this. So yeah, you can let these guys walk way over to the left and get on the stair before, or get on the ladder before the cutscene happens. Bluehits didn't get it. It only saves a couple frames, I'm pretty sure, so not a huge deal. Ooh, he got the other stumble skip of the run, also known as Caleb Skip. Shoutouts to Caleb Celtics fan. Okay, so Armory, you're going to see the players go for a triple here. It involves burning all the ghosts to kind of make them line up. Not all the ghosts, 3 of the ghosts to be precise. You burn 1 of them, you catch 2 of them, and you get a triple with the other 3. And this is the first of 2 boos that we will encounter that has 150 health. Actually, I think it's just the 2 boos in the game that have 150 health. I might be incorrect, though. Generally, you want him to be on the right side and you want him to charge you. That's not the RNG Bluehits got, though. Won't be a problem. You'll just get him from the middle of the room instead. Might be a problem if it drops his input like that. I think he's okay still. No, never mind. We see a stun lock on the side of Miles. I don't know what that other ghost was doing. This is really sus. This is one way to do rooftop. Okay, he almost made that work, but unfortunately he's losing a lot of time on rooftop right here. Dude. Oh my god, that's gotta be really frustrating. There you go. Okay, so normally you would save warp in Armory Room, but Bluehits has to mirror warp in order to get to finish off Breaker Boo in Pipe Room. Speaking of which, so you're not going to see ElectricMiles clear pipe room, but you are going to see Bluehits clear pipe room. Because, like we just said, Breaker Boo is in here. Oh, that's a really cool way of doing that. You generally see a lot of people go for a triple in that room, but I'm fairly sure that the way Bluehits does that is actually faster. Alright, let's see how this triple goes for Mr. Miles here. Yeah, so that's not the boo he's looking for. Oh my god. Okay, so that was kind of funny. He just lost a good amount of time to that, though. No way he loses that again? Okay. So, on ElectricMiles' side, you saw him charge to the right. That's generally what you want to do. That looks to be a pretty sketchy setup, though, or a suck-up, though. Yeah. Get him? There you go. So Weston is probably the second hardest portrait ghost behind Bogmire. He breaks very easily. That was a good suck-up from Bluehits. Kind of surprised he didn't break, honestly. It looked like he wasn't having too good of control over him. But what do I know? Ooh. So there's a lot of extra cackles he really didn't want. Yeah. So luckily he already cleared Pipe Room, so he can just get him there. But generally, if you don't have Pipe Room cleared, you want him to go to the right, and then you manipulate him to go back into Weston's room. What is this? Guess he's just playing that a little risky. So it looks like instead of taking the mirror to get Cellar Boo, Miles just saved Warp and got him at full health. Which I'm not sure if that saves or loses time over mirror warping. I guess it depends on what health he was at before and which way he went, but oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bonk my mic there. Alright. So yeah, we're not going to see Miles clear this room. He's just going to get the chest while it's dark and just never clear it. So Bluehits is making his way up to Van Gore, which is a room that you can do very consistently, but you can also lose a lot of time in if you screw it up. Alright, and we'll have to see Miles go for Van Gore Boo, but Bluehits obviously doesn't have to do it, so he's going to be saving a bit of time there. But also he kind of lost time from finding him in Pipe Room and having to clear Pipe Room as well. So yeah, so losing Breaker Boo does lose time as opposed to actually just doing Van Gore Boo, I'm fairly sure. Wow. Okay, I am actually I'm like amazed that was a one cycle. He was getting dragged all over the place right there. Yeah, so Van Gore, the whole gimmick is just triples of all the common ghosts. Shoutouts to Luigi sliding across the screen while grabbing the key. I actually really like that, it's funny. Very good triples from Bluehits so far, and a good one cycle from Miles there. Oh wow, that's pretty nice. You kind of want them to all go to the corner so you can suck them up a little bit faster, and they kind of did that for Bluehits. Alright, so Blue's is gonna suck up Van Gore, get the key, and leave. Miles is gonna have to get the Boo, like I said. And it's on to King Boo, which can be the decimator of speedruns sometimes. So so generally this... Okay, so this is a ghost that you can't one-cycle, like we said before. And if you... So you want to two-cycle him, it saves, I want to say, like 15, maybe 20 seconds over a fast 3-cycle, which is dropping him above 200 health on your second cycle and getting him on the third cycle, and it saves variably like 30 to 40 seconds from a slow 3-cycle, which is dropping him below 200 health on your second cycle. Yeah, so it looks like we'll have a mid 58 from Bluehits if he gets the 2-cycle. Is he going to go for Ultra Gem? He is. Alright. So you can grab this gem while in the cutscene, and it looks hilarious because King Boo's crown doesn't move. Or, like, it moves, but you'll see what I mean. It doesn't, like, rotate. Okay, I love that. Anyways. Seem to be pretty good triples. Oh, yeah, that was really nice. That's generally what you want. You want them to all go to the corner. That's a poison mushroom, and that's in the way. Wow, that is really unfortunate. That was really unlucky, yeah. Like, generally, if you get a poison mushroom, they'll just bounce out of your way, and it doesn't even matter. But that just stayed right in his way the whole time. That's pretty unfortunate. And Miles getting bad RNG in this room. So you want a 2-cycle Van Gore Boo. You can walk him out and drop him around 130 health. I don't know what that was from Bluehits. I don't know what's going on. So I guess a 2-cycle can still happen, but he's going to be losing time regardless. So I don't know about a mid 58 anymore, Chiefs. I think this is going to be a high 58. Ooh, and Miles not actually getting a 2-cycle there. Close, but no cigar. So this should be... I guess I can say I'm officially going to see a slow 2-cycle now. This is a pretty rare occurrence. You generally don't see this. And Bluehits officially finishing with an SRL time of 58:48. Congrats to him. He should be joining the Discord for an interview anytime, I believe. Alright, let's see what Mr. ElectricMiles can do with this King Boo. He's also going for Alter Gem, and ooh, just barely missing it there. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the funny animation. Alrighty. Good end to a race. A lot of jank happened on both sides, but you know, not much you can do about it. I wasn't really looking, but I think Miles can 101 this pretty easily. Okay, that was not a terrible first cycle. You can definitely 2-cycle this. And wow, that was that was not the best attempt at a 360 I've ever seen in my life. But oh, that's a shame. I was going to be getting a slow 3-cycle here. All right. And that's time. Miles finishing with an SRL time of 102.09. GG's to both the runners. Miles is getting an invite now. And hopefully we'll have them both in for an interview shortly.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. That sure was a speedrun.
Oh yeah, very speedy speedrun. Congratulations on finishing the race, Miles.
Oh, thank you. Oh man.
Oh man, I feel the same way.
Yeah, it's the best way of putting how I played.
Ooh man.
All right, so let's start with Bluehits. How do you feel about the race in general?
It honestly wasn't that bad up to Bluehits.
That's fair.
Meanwhile,
Area 4, yeah.
Continue, sorry.
Area 4 was something else. I'm not going to talk about it.
How about that Burley split, though?
All right.
But yeah, so it looked like you were getting a lot of good RNG, Bluehits.
Was I?
I think so.
I don't remember.
So you got like perfect RNG and parlor.
To me is the thing.
Yeah, that's fair. But like every time I talked about RNG could affect you here, you got like best RNG, with the exception of like kitchen.
Right. I think a lot of that is just because I'm very efficient at checking the spots.
I mean, I said that exact thing, so like you can get whatever RNG in this game, but if you know how to check rooms fast, then it really doesn't matter all too much.
Right, that's a big factor in becoming good at this game, is being able to optimize with whatever RNG you're given.
Right.
Yeah, I think overall I made good decisions with the RNG I got. I think just my execution was pretty off, and my swag attempts were pretty terrible to say the least.
Oh, you didn't see mine.
I did 2 360 attempts. They both missed like horribly.
For the moonshot or for Bowser?
Both.
Oh, same. Except I didn't 360 on moonshot because that loses time. I just kind of let it loose.
When I saw that at Moonshot you were 30 seconds ahead of my best pace, I was like, well, I don't even care about what time I get anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just do fun stuff.
Yeah, I believe I was 56 pace up until we lost this.
Although Breaker Boo was a meanie, so thanks, I guess. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, so did you get a triple cackle then, Blue?
I did. The reason that happened is because I was pulling off the cloth from the table,
Oh, yeah.
and I fell into the key. And because of how animations work in this game, if you're doing an animation as you enter a cutscene, you will repeat the animation.
Right.
So I wasn't able to move until Breaker Boo was already moving,
That's fair.
so I couldn't get a
Unfortunately,
solid grab on him.
I didn't really explain that. I would have if someone got the double slip on the banana, but
Oh, that's comedy.
oh yeah.
I do really wish I got to attempt Breaker Boo, but unfortunately, if he's on the left, there is a 0% chance I'm going to get him, so there wasn't even a point in attempting it.
Right, I had to clear Pipe Room.
And Stellar Boo also is a jerk.
Yeah, it looked
A
like
lot-
a mess.
A lot of Area 4 stuff was pretty mean to me. Like, Roof would have been fine with the backup, but then my controller had to do everything to destroy me.
Oh yeah, that looked really yikes, honestly.
Weird stuff happened there. Then the game dropped my input in Armory. That was good. I hate when that happens.
That looked like it happened to Bluehits as well.
At least it didn't go right.
Taking
That's
a look at
fine.
the bracket, I'll be moving on to face Mini 352 in winners round 4, and Miles will be facing somebody to be determined in losers round 3.
Hey.
Yes, sir. So is there anything else you guys would like to say?
I'm pretty sure that about wraps it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say.
All right. Thank you two so much for the race. I had a blast commentating. It was a great race. GG's to Bluehits on the win.
Yeah, GG, man.
Thank
Go
you.
get it.
GG to you as well.
All right.
Thank you to everyone for watching. And this has been Luigi's Mansion. And peace out.
All right. See you, everyone.